Eh, vous êtes prêts pour votre leçon de français? Alors, allons-y! Adjectives in French Part 2, before or after the noun, that's the question. So in English, you know that the rule is easy to understand. The adjective is always before the noun. In French, some adjectives are before, others are after the noun, and some both with no problems. So we are going to see first when usually they are before the noun, the first part. You certainly know the rule, bags rule. Well, I have to say first that sometimes I read in a grammar book or even on the internet that it's a 100% correct rule. Well, no. So that's why I say usually before the noun. It's easier for us to remember this rule because you will be correct, but unfortunately not all the time. The B is for beauty, so French word like beau or joli. The letter A is for age, like jeune or vieux in French. The letter J is goodness, bon, mauvais. And S is for size, like grand and petit. Well, let's see that it's correct for some words. For example, un beau garçon, garçon boy is our noun. So you put beau to say good looking before and it's perfect, it's correct French. But in this case, if you want to say un garçon beau, it's also correct. So it's why I say that actually it's not a must-be rule like I can read on some website. Here in this case, both are possible and are correct French. Another example, une grande maison, so a big or a tall house. And you can also say une maison grande. Here there is no problem. Un homme bon. And here that's why we are going to see that it's not always the case. Un homme bon, it's the only way to say a good man. Why? Because if you want to try to say un bon homme, well, bonhomme is also a word, just one word, bonhomme, and the meaning in this case is fellow. So if you don't want to mix, to confuse this expression, in French you are going to say un homme bon, and in this case the adjective comes after the noun. Un homme bon, it also works for woman, une femme bonne. Une femme âgée, âgée is related to age because the meaning is elderly, but actually you can't put this word before. It's not French. Une âgée femme, no, it's not French at all. So here the only way is to put it after, une femme âgée, an elderly woman, and it's the correct way to put the adjective here. Un homme beau, well, it works. Un homme beau, a good-looking man. But if you want to put it before, you remember the first lesson, beau will become belle because homme starts with H. Un bel homme, a good-looking man, un bel homme. Or un homme beau is also correct. The ordinal adjectives in French are usually before the noun. You could say la première fois, the first time, so première is just before fois, which is the noun, so that's okay. Another example, la troisième rue à gauche, so the third street on the left. Again, here, rue is the noun and troisième is before, and it's ordinal adjective. But it's not always the case, we've got exception, like here. If you say le dernier dimanche du mois, the meaning is the last Sunday of the month. And here you put dernier just before dimanche, which is here the noun. But actually, if you want to say dimanche dernier, here the meaning is different. Dimanche dernier means the last Sunday or the previous Sunday. Dimanche dernier. Dimanche dernier, je suis allé au cinéma. So last Sunday, I went to the cinema. So here, the meaning is different. Le dernier dimanche placed before and dimanche dernier after the noun. Let's see now a second rule when the adjective are always after the noun. So here we've got the FNCM. We are going to explain why. So food is the first letter. It's not exactly food actually, it's what you add to your food. For example, sucré, sweetie, this word is always after the noun in French. Épicé, spicy, the same thing. N is for nationality, so words like anglais, espagnol, allemand, italien, always after your noun. C is for color, so bleu, rouge, jaune, orange, vert comes after the noun. And if you want to speak about your mood or the mood of someone else, it's always after heureux, happy, triste, sad, etc. So all these words, and it's another rule, and this one works, comes after the noun. Let's see some examples. Un thé sucré, a sweetie tea, and in French here you can't say un sucré thé. It's not correct French at all. Un thé sucré, it's the only way to say it. Un homme français, the same thing, about nationality. You can't say un français homme. It's not correct, French. Le livre vert. Le livre vert. Vert is after the noun livre. And une personne joyeuse. Une personne joyeuse, about the mood of this person, comes after the noun. 3, let's see now that some adjectives have a different meaning when they are before or after the noun. And it depends also on the noun. So let's see some examples, some specific example here. Un vieil ami. Un vieil ami doesn't mean that your friend is old. You just mean that you have been knowing this person, this friend, for a long time. It's un vieil ami, an old friend. But if you want to say that this friend now is old, you are going to say un ami vieux. And in this case, the adjective comes after the noun. Un ami vieux. That's the difference between un vieil ami et un ami vieux. And here it works with the word ami. Another example with different meaning. Un grand homme. Un grand homme, well, it's not this man is tall, it's an important person. Un grand homme. Un grand homme dans l'histoire, in the history. For example, Gandhi, if you want to say it, Gandhi a été un grand homme. But if you want to say now un homme grand, here the meaning that this man is tall. So that's again a difference when you've got the adjective before or after a noun. And here it works for homme, it also works for femme. Un grand homme, une grande femme. Okay? So it's what we have to know about the adjective in this lesson before or after the noun. Please help me now. Just give a click and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Bon ben voilà, hein, c'est fini. Alors, au revoir, à bientôt et bon français.